loss of livestock, and destruction of farmland and infrastructure.
Now, as part of the preliminary assessment of the severity of the situation across the country, the meeting noted that 38 out of our nation's 47 counties are within the alarm stage, a stage characterized by flash floods, general flooding in low-lying plains.
Cabinet further noted that 76 lives have been lost to the El Nino disaster, while 35,000 households have been displaced, with the most severely affected areas being in the northern, eastern and coastal regions.
Cabinet noted with regret that we have lost 76 Kenyans to El Nino, while 35,000 households have been displaced. The most severely affected areas are in the northeastern, eastern and coast regions specifically, but of course there are more counties.
According to the report, the state had allocated 7 billion Kenyan shillings, with which it is implementing various programs to address the plight of Kenyans across the country, among which will be applied for humanitarian response.
The resources committed will be applied for humanitarian response, including distribution and supply of medical commodities, food and non-food items, rehabilitation of infrastructure, and resettlement of displaced families.
The state's intervention is being undertaken in a joint effort between the national and county governments, and which incorporates the Kenya Defence Forces and the National Youth Service in operation with the Kenya Red Cross Society. Through aircraft made available by the Kenya Defence Forces, medical supplies have been airlifted to most vulnerable counties. Israel Omwai, Kutv.
Now, Azimio la Umoja leader Raila Odinga has stated that the Azimio report on the bipartisan talks will be released on Wednesday, with a meeting expected to happen on Thursday to give the way forward on the proposals. Edward Nyamu with that report.
The Azimio leader Raila Odinga held a rally in Nyamira County to continue his campaign of registering more ODM members. Raila has hence criticized the Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki for increasing the registration fee of identity cards. According to Odinga, Azimio members of parliament will move a motion in parliament to prevent the implementation.
Lakini kitu kingine ambayo tunataka lazima serikali ifanye kupeana vijana vitambulisho. Vitambulisho zipewe bila malipo yoyote. Maana kuna vijana wengi sana wamehitimu miaka 18 anaona vitambulisho. Wanatembea kama wahalifu. Unashikwa pale na wana kitambulisho. Sasa kitambulisho ni haki ya kila Mkenya. Maana hiyo ndio thibitisho kama wewe ni Mkenya.
Additionally, Raila called out on President William Ruto, saying that taking more debt will disrupt the economy. Odinga has urged Ruto to find alternative ways since his government has no proper plan.
Sasa unaona juzi niliongea juu ya mambo ya wizi ya mafuta. Mafuta wanaleta kutoa kule ng'ambo na wanaiba pesa. Sasa hata mtihani. Siona mtihani vile imekuwa sasa. Simona sile skandal kwa mtihani. Ati watoto wa darasa moja wanapaka maksi moja kwa subject moja yote.
Concerning the proposals of the Bipartisan Talks Committee, Raila stated that the full report of Azimio members will be released on Wednesday before convening a meeting on Thursday with Azimio members of parliament to come up with the way forward.
Bado sisi hatujaketi chini ili tuhalalishe. Lakini sisi tutatoa taarifa juu ya hiyo ripoti siku ya Jumatano, yani kesho kutwa. Tutakuwa pamoja. Baadaye siku ya Alhamisi tutakuwa na mkutano ya wabunge wote wa Azimio. Na tutatoa msimamo wetu kama Azimio siku hiyo.
At the same time, Kisii Governor Simba Arati asserted that he will not be intimidated by President Ruto's administration, saying that he will not leave the Azimio coalition. In addition, the Azimio members stated that they will not accept the bipartisan proposals unless they are addressing the issues of reducing the cost of living.
Mimi nataka niulize hii serikali, na nimewauliza,
walipiga kura ikaisha, wakabeba wakatoroka nayo, na tumesema kwamba sawa yawe hivyo, lakini haja gani uue kijana eti kwa sababu yeye hayuko katika chama cha UDA? Askari wetu wa umma hapa, sijui vile kuko kule Kisii, wanatembezwa, ni kama hawana akili kwa sababu wamewekwa uoga. Askari akikamata mwizi anapigwa transfer. Naomba tafadhali, wewe Koome,
The return of the opposition leader comes at a time when the report of the bipartisan talks committee continue to stir mixed reactions from different government officials. Edward Nyamo, KUTV.
The report of the National Dialogue Committee has continued to raise concerns among Kenyans, with many complaining about the lack of emphasis on the cost of living in the NADCO report. Take a look.
The lack of emphasis on the cost of living in the report was the major concern from many Kenyans, with a number of them saying that the current rise in taxes and price of commodities is the biggest problem that all Kenyans are encountering. This comes just a few days after the National Dialogue Committee released a report of their proposals, which they made after the long talks. Mixed reactions have emerged not only from the leaders but also among citizens.
Hiyo ripoti ijenisaidia sana, kwa maana ingefaa iongelewe, iangaliwe, vitu iteremshwe chini na sio nusu, ndio tutasaidika, kwa maana hata kulipa karo imekuwa shida kwa sisi.
According to Nairobi residents, the important issue which should have been given priority in the report is the reduction of oil prices, claiming that if the price of oil decreases, then the cost of living will also decrease. However, some Azimio leaders, including the former Devolution Cabinet Secretary Eugene Wamalwa, declared not to abide with the report despite being a member of the committee, while President Ruto earlier expressed his agreement with the proposals and even congratulated the committee. Kenyans also feel that the negotiations were not entirely meant to benefit the common citizens, but in their opinion, they feel that the leaders who participated in the talks had their personal objectives. Derek Odhiambo, KUTV.
Elsewhere, President William Ruto has underscored that institutionalization of incentives, simplified processes and funding scale-up will attract more investors and venture capital to Kenya's startups, thereby catalyze the unlocking of the country's economic potential. The president was speaking during an official opening of the Kenya Innovation Week Commonwealth Edition in State House, Nairobi, where he also maintained that Kenya is building a globally competitive startup ecosystem by eliminating barriers to innovation. Listen in.
In a forum that has attracted global participation, President William Ruto today launched a 5-day Innovation Week at the Edge Convention Center in Nairobi. The forum, according to the president, comes at a time when the government is planning to transform the economy into a highly inclusive and sustainable system of opportunities to create vast wealth.
We are well underway in delivering the most ambitious package of strategic interventions and aimed at transforming Kenya's economy into a highly productive, highly inclusive, dynamic and sustainable system of opportunities in order to feed the nation.
In embracing the Innovation Week, the president reiterated that innovation is a crucial component of Kenya's national economic development blueprint as an element in economic transformation and realization of the Vision 2030, adding that innovation radically enhances the capacity to solve problems and achieve goals aligned to the country's vision and transform the country into a knowledge-based economy driven by technology.
Innovation has been identified in our national economic development blueprint as a cross-cutting element of our economic transformation.
The president also revealed the government's plan to implement the bottom-up economic transformation agenda in a way that incorporates innovation into every program. Pertaining to that, he said that the government plans to change the law to allow the Constituency Development Fund to provide resources for setting up innovation and ICT hubs in all wards countrywide.
We are determined to implement the bottom-up economic transformation agenda in a manner consistent with its ambition by integrating innovation into every dimension of policy, program, and project.
The Innovation Week, which will end on 1st December, will give innovators and entrepreneurs an opportunity to share the expertise and access networking opportunities. Sylvester Ogembo, KUTV.
The National Transport and Safety Authority, NTSA, has said that 3,609 people have lost their lives in road accidents from the month of January to October this year. According to NTSA, there is a decline in the number of fatalities recorded in the same period last year, which was 3,936, representing an 8.31% decrease. NTSA also disclosed that the main cause of accidents included tire bursts, hit and runs, vehicles and motorcycles losing control, as well as overtaking inappropriately and failing to keep the proper lane, leading to head-on collisions. All right, we are taking a very fast short break at this point. Of course, so much more lined up for you. Stay with us.
Kutoka kuwa jamii ya kuhamahama na sasa kujumuisha kilimo katika mitindo yao ya maisha. Kwenye toleo la kaunti ya Narok, hii ni Boresha Kilimo, kwani afya bora ni kilimo bora.
Kwani kilimo ndicho huboresha maisha.
Focus on Health is a show that creates awareness on matters health and informs you on various diseases, their causes, treatment, prevention, coping, and support. So join me, Bari Michelle, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. only on KUTV. You can also follow us on our social media platforms at KUTV Focus on Health on Facebook and also on YouTube, and Health Focus on Instagram, because your health is your wealth. Stay safe and stay healthy.
Kipindi hewani ni mitindo ya kipwani. Kama ilivyo kipindi hiki kinahusu nyimbo za taarab, chakacha, midwara, midundiko, bila kusahau mapishi. Ambao ndio uti wa mgongo wa pwani ya Afrika Mashariki.
Jamani, swahibu zangu mliopo maskani, hatuonani wenzangu, najua mwanitamani.
Hapa KUTV, nahodha mwendesha chombo cha baharini, yani ua linalunukia na kuvutia waridi tamu.
What are some of the ways through which you can develop these skills so that you are comfortably fitting into the job?
You have to put yourself in positions where you are uncomfortable in the sense that you are not clear about what to do.
Because I used to work a corporate job before. So when I left, I happened to visit someone's farm around this area.
So this project is called Security Breach Detector and Can is Familiarize. It is meant to be used to detect, detonate explosive.
We'll tackle all the tough issues, discuss all the weird moments, and hopefully share a few laughs along the way.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Odida.
All right, welcome back to the broadcast. Let's take a look at what's happening across our borders. Now, the Malawi government has partnered with the UN Children's Agency, UNICEF, and a mobile service provider to help students in rural Malawi learn how to use the latest digital technology. However, there is still a shortage of some gadgets. Lamek Masina reports from Dedza district in Malawi.
Learners at Lintipe Secondary School in central Malawi are among thousands in 9 schools across the country selected as the first beneficiaries of a 5-year project to help students learn the latest digital technology. Here, the children feel transformed just 3 months into the project.
At first, I didn't know how to use a gadget, but now I am now able to use the gadget. Even our teacher can teach us how to make things. We cannot agree that it is true because we don't know how to make it. But when we see it using the gadgets, we are able and truly understand the meaning of making things.
Government statistics show that 4% of 15 to 24-year-olds in Malawi have skills in information and communication technologies. This is largely because of the high cost of buying internet data and lack of access to resources for digital education. So partners in the Connect a School project, the Malawi government, UNICEF, and the mobile phone network provider, Airtel Malawi, are trying to address that gap by equipping each school with a smart TV, tablets, and free internet connectivity. Nora Chavula Chirwa with Airtel Malawi says the company is providing schools with a free internet access and that the new apps are helping to make up for a lack of resources at some schools.
I mean, where there's a hindrance or an obstacle of not having a physical lab, now the students are able to actually run experiments, run physics experiments using the MyLab app that the Ministry of Education has facilitated that these tablets should have.
MyLab is a visual science lab application developed by students at Nzuzu University in northern Malawi. Some school officials say more tablets are needed for the project.
The total enrollment of the school is 350, around 350 students. But the gadgets, the tablets are only 20, which means one is for the teacher and the 19 are for the students. And now, how effective can we use these gadgets with the students?
Malawi government authorities say they are trying to get more tablets.
Right now, as I'm speaking, there's a procurement process taking place to buy devices to run MyLab in selected schools, and this will be growing.
In the meantime, Mikeka says the government has signed a letter of intent with the International Telecommunications Union, UNICEF, and the GIGA initiative to provide digital resources to over 80,000 public schools in Malawi by 2030. Lamek Masina for VOA News, Dedza District, Malawi.
Now, a Thai-backed hydropower dam is under construction on the Mekong River near Luang Prabang, the old royal capital of Laos. It aims to export electricity to neighboring Thailand, but it also raises alarm over the future of this scenic UNESCO heritage site. Tom Forthrop reports for VOA from Luang Prabang, Laos.
Few sites anywhere in Asia can match the charm and the cultural importance of Luang Prabang, the old royal capital of Laos on the Mekong River. 25 kilometers from the heritage town, a Mekong River hydropower project under construction since January casts a dark shadow over the future of this UNESCO World Heritage Site. A Thai consortium is developing the 1,460 megawatt Luang Prabang hydropower dam. It is the third Lao dam to be built on the main stream of the lower Mekong, out of plans for a total of 11 dams.
Well, I think the Luang Prabang Dam presents an enormous risk to the classical heritage at Luang Prabang Old Town. The river will not be free-flowing. It's dammed below, and now it will be dammed above. Tourists will be sitting beside a dead river.
The dam impacts could harm Luang Prabang's tourism. Many of the boats bringing tourists from the Thai border will not be able to pass through the dams. A UNESCO report strongly urges the Lao authorities to stop the dam construction at this location. especially with the Xayaburi Dam already located on the Mekong River below Luang Prabang.
If anything, UNESCO was careful and conservative. They tried to play a middle ground, but they're absolutely correct that there is a significant threat to the World Heritage values of this irreplaceable, unique old royal capital of Laos.
The Luang Prabang dam site is also located 8.6 kilometers from an active earthquake fault.
I have been there, yeah, of course, and I have seen it at least 3 times. After my careful investigation, I do believe that the Luang Prabang is dangerous because there are some earthquake fault very nearby the dam itself. Luang Prabang will not be safe for the World Heritage Site and the people who live there.
The Lao government says the seismic risk is already addressed in the dam's design.
The other one said yesterday, give the final go-ahead, then the construction can start.
But Dr. Charu Siri says without an independent investigation, the dam is not safe. Both the Lao and the Thai governments have rejected the call to halt the dam. This year, Thailand vetoed a recommendation to add Luang Prabang to the UNESCO list of endangered heritage sites. Former director at UNESCO, Minjie Yang, told Turkish public broadcaster TRT that member states do not make conservation a priority.
Because there's a political lobbying. You know, you vote for me, I vote for you. And the process of getting a site on the World Heritage List in danger has become extremely political. What can UNESCO as an intergovernmental agency do?
Yang says losing Luang Prabang would be a loss for humanity.
A 4-year-old Israeli-American girl was freed Sunday as part of the ceasefire between Israel and the militant group Hamas. U.S. President Joe Biden celebrated the child's release as he expressed hope that the ceasefire is extended. VOA's Veronica Balderas Iglesias has the story.
Israeli-American toddler Abigail Edan was among 17 hostages that the militant group Hamas released Sunday.
Her mom was killed in front of her when her kibbutz was attacked by Hamas terrorists on October 7th. Abigail ran to her dad then, who then was gunned down as well while using his body to shield little Abigail.
U.S. President Joe Biden shed light on the diplomatic efforts that have been at play to secure the Hamas-Israel temporary ceasefire.
We've been in close contact with the leaders of Qatar, Egypt, and Israel, speaking with each one of them repeatedly over the past few weeks to help secure this deal. The proof that this is working and worth pursuing further is in every smile and every grateful tear we see on the faces of those families who are finally getting back together again.
The road to recovery could be long, though.
Physically, many of them are doing okay. Emotionally and psychologically, this is going to take a long time to recover from. And Israel and other countries have mobilized substantial resources to be able to deal with that trauma as we go forward.
As part of the truce, dozens of Palestinian prisoners have also been freed. And fuel and humanitarian aid has been entering Gaza. But it's unclear if the ceasefire will hold or be extended.
When this ceasefire period ends, as Netanyahu has said, the conflict will continue. And that conflict will continue, as Israel has stated, until Hamas is removed.
There are hopes, however, that a permanent solution to the Israel-Hamas conflict can be eventually reached.
Until there is an independent Palestinian state, there is not going to be peace or security in that region.
From the Vatican, Pope Francis also underscored the importance of dialogue to resolve the conflict and celebrated the latest release of hostages. Veronica Valderas Iglesias, VOA News, Washington.
We are taking another short break at this point. We are coming back with so much more. Stay with us.
Petri. I'm Associate Professor in the Institute of Philosophy of Jagiellonian University in Krakow, Poland. And I'm the main coordinator of the Cafe project, which is being here hosted by Kenyatta University.
My name is Eva Hudoba. I am a project manager in this consortium. Keep watching cutting-edge research at Kenyatta University Television.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
The Bible says, when he spoke, then he spoke a parable to them, that men always ought to pray and not lose heart.
Christ says, I stand in the door and I knock. Whoever hears my voice and opens, I will dwell with him.
Like the moon, I will fade, but like the star, I will rise again. And though I fall, be rest assured that I will rise again.
Go to the hospitals, tell them that God will heal them. Go to the prisons, tell them that they'll be free. Go to the crusades and tell people that Christ is coming, and sooner than the word itself, is the second advent is imminent.
Get ready to kickstart your day with the most exciting morning show around. Tune in to our dynamic and entertaining program where we keep you informed, engaged, and entertained from the moment you wake up.
From breaking news and current events to music, fun, and out of the ordinary stories, we've got you covered with a mix of interviews, games, and special segments. You never know what's in store.
Join us every Monday morning
and Tuesday morning
for a fun and fascinating way to start your day.
Don't miss out on the action.
Tune in now and experience the excitement for yourself.
Only on KUTV Rise Today from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Start your day
with us.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Ann Odida.
Come back to the broadcast. Let's continue with our coverage. The relentless surge in commodity prices has left many households grappling with difficult choices, with some forced to survive on just one meal a day. Situations has become tough, making families meticulously budget every shilling to put food on the table. Our reporter Charles Kirubi has prepared a comprehensive story delving into challenges ordinary Kenyans are facing. Take a look.
The cost of living has tremendously risen following the high prices of commodities in the country. Kenyans have been stretching so much to be able to cope with the harsh economic conditions elicited by everyday rising economy. It's not a surprise today to get a number of people or families surviving on 1 meal a day, or even none. Rather, some get to budget for very small amounts of money to make sure at least they have a meal a day. We have joined a family in one of the slums in Nairobi, Kenya, Mukuru kwa Ruben, to get a glimpse of how most of the families here survive with the high cost of life. Justa Gatweri is a wife and the mother of one living in Mukuru kwa Ruben. She budgets for 300 Kenya shillings for a meal and makes sure that the whole family is fed, including her cousin, and in case of a visitor, they get a bite together.
Kwa familia yangu budget ya 300 inabidi tuna minimize. So like unga, mafuta, nyanya, kitunguu. Lazima tu minimize cause tunakula tuko wengi kidogo.
Justa, who is also called Mama Jabari, has embraced the culture of buying small commodities from small shops in small quantities rather than buying them from supermarkets in bulks to ensure that her budget is not affected.
Mimi na prefer kununua kidogo kidogo. Juu kama huku unaweza nunua mafuta ya 30. Nikienda super siwezi pata mafuta ya 30. Kuna super itabidi nichukue kama lita 1, 2, lakini huku unaweza pata ya 30. Juu unaweza pata siku niko na tu hiyo 30. So unaona hapo siwezi. Naangalia pia mfuko yangu.
Today she plans for ugali and greens for lunch. She has specific places she purchases goods that fits her pocket. She begins with buying charcoal, where she buys charcoal worth 50 shillings that will only satisfy lunch cooking only. The charcoal shop has different prices of charcoal, including 10 shillings charcoal to make everyone afford them. From the charcoal shop, she then goes to purchase maize flour and cooking oil. She purchases 1 kg maize flour for 110 shillings and cooking oil worth 30 Kenya shillings, which is a bit cheaper compared to buying them from a supermarket.
Juu kama huku unaweza nunua mafuta ya 30. So kama kuna mwenye anaweza kuambia unga kilo moja 120, kuna mwingine atakwambia 110. So sasa unaenda kwa 110.
Buying these commodities from a supermarket is a different story to her, saying that the small retail shops breaks down the prices to make it affordable to her on a daily basis. She proceeds to purchase vegetables from Mama Mboga, where she purchased tomatoes worth 20 shillings, onions 10 shillings, and sukuma wiki for 40 shillings. With these commodities, the lunch is now ready for the family.
Nyanya pia inafaa kuwa ya mbao, lakini sisi tunaweka kama 10 ama 15, alafu kitunguu, alafu mboga. Kwa hiyo familia yangu mboga inaweza tutosha tuseme 40 bob.
The high cost of living has not only affected Justa Gatweri, but also Susan, who has turned her business place to be her place of living due to unaffordable housing. Susan Wanjira is a parent and a small-scale businesswoman who fled from his home county, Nyeri, to earn a living in Bypass, Ruiru, Kiambu County, but the current economic situation has proved to be an obstacle.
Lakini mimi naaga hapa juu shida ile iko, hakuna pesa na ile pesa tunapata ni ya mdomo. Kazi iko chini. Hapa Bypass tunalalamika, hakuna kazi tunang'ang'ana tu, kila mtu anapata. Tukasema sawa. Uchumi iko juu lakini hakuna pesa. Kazi ilikuwa poa lakini saa hii kazi hakuna imeishia, lakini tunangoja tu ile tunapata tu ndio tunashukuru Mungu tu. Sasa ile hatua niliona juu hakuna pesa ya kulipa nyumba, nikaona afadhali nikiwa nimelala hapa na akija moto juu ya mbu ning'ang'ana nipate hata madawa. Mimi natumiaga madawa, sina mtu wa kunisaidia. Auza kitu nikipata na nunua dawa. Sasa hivi hata madawa zangu zimeisha. Saa hii ya sukari. Sasa hakuna no otherwise. Lazima ning'ang'ane ile nitapata nitatubana chache tu ninunue. Sina pesa ya kukopoa nyumba.
Her story is another epitome of how the cost of living has left many Kenyans feeling the pain of the harsh economic conditions due to the high cost of commodities.
Hapa Bypass tunalalamika, hakuna kazi tunang'ang'ana tu, kila mtu anapata. Tukasema sawa. Uchumi iko juu lakini hakuna pesa. Kazi ilikuwa poa lakini saa hii kazi hakuna imeishia, lakini tunangoja tu ile tunapata tu ndio shukuru Mungu tu. Sasa ile hatua niliona juu hakuna pesa ya kulipa nyumba, nikaona afadhali nikiwa nimelala hapa na akija moto juu ya mbu ning'ang'ana nipate hata ya madawa. Mimi natumiaga madawa, sina mtu wa kunisaidia. Auza kitu nikipata na nunua dawa. Sasa hivi hata madawa zangu zimeisha. Sasa hii ya sukari. Sasa hakuna no otherwise. Lazima ning'ang'ana ile nitapata nitatubana chache tu ninunue. Sina pesa ya kukopoa nyumba.
With the high taxes imposed in many commodities, she has turned up to buy less commodities as customers have turned away due to the hiked prices.
Wateremshe mavitu kiasi, hii makastoma akikuja kununua waache kulalamika. Kulalamika kama mkate saa hii na ule hata mtu akikula watamzima, hiyo sio chakula, ni kuchikilia tu moyo isiende. Sasa kama wangeweza wateremshe mavitu kiasi, watu wataweza kununua. Juu saa hii mkate kama inatoka 65 nauza na 70, ingine inauzwa na 60, nauza na 65. Waketeremsha tu wauze na 50, ingekuwa poa juu. Mtu anaweza kunywa chai na mkate, hiyo lunch inapita.
What is the situation of the economy of the country today? Wycliffe Bichanga is an economist who has illustrated to us the current situation regarding the cost of living in the country.
So currently where we are, things are not good. Things are going up. People are complaining. But the general economic feel is that we have seen stagnated growth over the years. And it is our hope that we will get out of this situation soon so that we can continue with the growth path that we had already taken some years.
According to economist Wycliffe Bichanga, what greatly affects Kenya's economy is the unsteady rise of level of inflation in the country, highlighting that the increase of commodity prices triggers the increase in taxation.
And at the moment, the currency, and it's actually what we've just said about the exchange rates, once the rates go up, that is now they are unstable, they are rapidly increasing. What happens is that the common mwananchi will feel the heat. Will feel the heat because the prices will be unstable, the prices will be unpredictable, and most sadly, the prices will be going up. That affects living because what it means that what you are able to afford for, let's say, 1,000 shillings goes less. If you're able to have unga, 2 packets of unga with 500 shillings, you now realize that you can only have a half or one.
The level of taxation in the country is another cause of the high cost of living, Wycliffe stating that the high taxes imposed on many commodities has also worsened the situation in the country.
Right now, everyone is talking about taxation. We're happy that the government is keen to self-generate income, but we've got to be very careful as a country not to push people the other way around, because when you push people so much, there's that which they can do. So currently what we've seen is, and we're not against taxation, we're not against people paying taxes, but I think we've got to stop, we've got to be careful not to overtax people. And currently what has happened is that there are several new measures that have happened left, right and center, which sort of put questions in people's minds. They want to know which way are we really going? Why are we doing this?
Wycliffe Bichanga goes ahead to advise Kenyans to consider the most important things when budgeting for their money as one of the measures to be able to cope with the high cost of living.
One of the things that everyone should embrace right now is a very underrated item called budgeting. At this point in time, we must budget. Times are hard, the money is little, but can you budget the little that you have? I think to me that should be the biggest advice, that whatever you get, it doesn't matter the figure, sit down, have a proper budget, and try and live to the budget. And also after you budget, make sure that you actually track your expenses.
The high cost of living has continued pushing many Kenyans, while tough economic situation continue to perplex many here in the country. However, citizens still have hope that the government is going to hear their cry and lower the cost of commodities. Charles Kirubi, KUTV.
All right, that report by Charles Kirubi is giving us a chance to take another short break. At this point, you're coming back with sports. Stay tuned.
Maelfu Maelfu na maelfu ya wahamiaji wakiwa na watoto kutoka nchi za Amerika ya Kati wanaendelea kuwasili kwenye mpaka kati ya Marekani na Mexico.
But folks, I'm going. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ni habari kutoka pembe zote duniani.
Pepopa si vuguvugu. Pepopa ni idea.
Sazidi ananyonya, hanyonyi vizuri, anakuwa hayuko comfortable.
Jeshi la Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Kongo linapambana na waasi wa ADF.
Kwa sasa wanatoa wito kwa mashirika, makampuni na vile vituo vya uchukuzi.
Mambo mengi yatakwenda kama yalivyopangwa.
Hapa ni kuna mmoja wa viongozi wa chama cha wavuvi katika eneo hili.
Zaidi tunajaribu kuwapa chanjo ili ina boost ama inanyanyua kinga ya mwili, ndio inaenda kupelekea kupambana na virusi.
Ni duniani leo, Jumatatu mpaka Ijumaa, moja kwa moja kutoka VOA Swahili, Washington DC.
Mtazamaji popote ulipo, unapokuwa ukitazama Safina Show
inang'oa nanga sasa hivi. Ungana nami Albanas Mwania, nahodha wa Safina Show, nikutoe ng'ambo ya pili hadi ufuoni. Safina Show, sauti ya matumaini.
You need to look for high quality friends.
I'm from Kingston, Jamaica, you know Portmore. That's my village.
Kanga tuchini hapo ukinyepia ukikatia mademo akipita.
Sina pesa saa hii, nimekuja kukopesa choo.
That we share our planet with.
Join us on the most exciting adventures across the African continent.
See breathtaking wildlife, stunning landscapes,
and out of this world technology.
Meet incredible scientists
and learn fantastic facts.
Explore, discover, be amazed.
Be part of the next generation of African change makers.
Be a part of Engine, Africa's #1 science discovery program.
Yay! We're learning every day. Let's go. Engine leads the way.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Let's now take a look at what's happening in the world of sports. Kenya's under-18 football team, better known as the Junior Stars, are gearing up to play the second Group A match against Rwanda in the ongoing CECAFA under-18 championships in Kisumu. The Junior Stars under head coach Salim Babu thrashed Sudan by 5-0 in the first match to go top in Group A, while yesterday's Group B results saw Tanzania winning 1-0 against Uganda, and Zanzibar also won by a solitary goal against South Sudan. Kenya will take on Rwanda in tomorrow's clash at the Mamboleo Stadium in Kisumu from 12 p.m, while Somalia will tackle Sudan in the same venue from 3 p.m. European League action across different stadiums served some entertaining clashes for football fans, including a 3-0 victory from Manchester United against Everton in the English Premier League, while Juventus and Inter Milan share the spoils in the Italian Serie A top-of-the-table clash.
The English Premier League matchday 13 action saw Manchester United move back to 6th on the log with 24 points after securing a 3-0 victory courtesy of a goal of the season contender from Alejandro Garnacho and strikes from Marcus Rashford and Anthony Martial. Aston Villa are in 4th with 28 points after bagging a 2-1 away victory against struggling Tottenham Hotspurs. Rodrigo Goes scored twice and Jude Bellingham added another goal as Real Madrid moved top of the table in the Spanish La Liga with 35 points following an impressive 3-0 victory away at Cadiz. Real Sociedad climbed to 5th on the log after a 2-1 home victory against Sevilla, and Real Betis won by a solitary goal against Las Palmas. Inter Milan remain top in the Italian Serie A with 32 points, while Juventus are 2 points adrift in second place after both teams shared the spoils in the classic Derby d'Italia at the Allianz Stadium. Jose Mourinho's AS Roma moved to 5th on the log with 21 points after a 3-1 home victory against Udinese, while Frosinone climbed to 10th after a 2-1 win against Genoa. And in the French Ligue 1, Nice remained second on the log with 29 points, 1 point behind leaders PSG after a 1-0 victory against Toulouse. Brest moved to 7th with a 3-1 away victory against Montpellier, while Rennes and Lille secured victories against Reims and Olympique Lyon respectively. Njama Gikomo for KUTV Sports.
All right, that story by Njama Gikomo brings us to the end of KTV Primetime News today. Many thanks indeed for keeping us company. Be sure to stay tuned for our subsequent bulletins. My name is Odida. Samuel Kelly is our sign language interpreter tonight. Have a good night and see you next week, inshallah.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audio-visual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at